Hello everyone and welcome to Savvy Tube Tech. Today's topic will be interview questions for information technology jobs. Since COVID-19, our employment rate in the United States skyrocketed. In April, we had 14% unemployment rate. Currently it's dropping and the market is opening. I want to prepare you for your next job interview. So let's get on to it and let's look at the questions that will be asked to you during your job interview. This will be my questions that I asked when I'm hiring somebody, or it was asked to me when I was on an interview. 3 steps in which you would use to troubleshoot FTP server. Meaning, if the FTP server is down, what steps will you take to troubleshoot to find out what is wrong with it? Check the connectivity by pinging the FTP server. Check with nNAP if the ports are open. Usually FTP server requires 20 and 21 ports to be open. 21 meaning being the secure server, the SFTP. Check the firewall if there is any restrictions traffic to the FTP server. Next question. How would you troubleshoot DNS problems? Ping the DNS server if it responds back. Check with the Wireshark if the DNS requests and response packets are being sent and receiving. Name few ways which you would use troubleshoot internet related problem. Meaning the computer, the PC or the device does not have internet connection. What would you do? What steps would you take? Check the connectivity with the default gateway. Check if the DNS server is configured on the PC. Check if the appropriate port number is active using nNAP on the DNS server. How would you troubleshoot DHCP server related issues? Meaning computer, PC or device does not get IP address. What steps will you take? Test if the DHCP client and services are started on a DHCP server. Check if the DNS server is configured on the PC. Test if the DHCP server is reachable using command prompt. In other words, you ping the DHCP server to get a reply back. What are the difference between router, switch, and a hub? The hub is layer 1, also known as repeater. Switch is on layer 2 on a network, and the router is on layer 3. Hub is a physical layer. Switch is known as intelligent hubs, and a router has access to logical IP address, meaning it provides or leases IP addresses to the devices. Switch and a hub will not do that, only the router does. Hub is to communicate 2 or more devices. Switch operates at the data link layer. Router can forward data packets along networking. In other words, it can transfer data and connect to the internet. Next question. Common types of cables. Straight cables are normal network cables which are used every day. Cross cables, meaning 2 computers can connect with one cable without a switch or without a hub or without a router. As you can see on the diagram, the way the straight cable is and then the crossover. Next question. What could be the maximum length of the network cable? Meaning how long can a network cable be without losing any signal? Ideally length is 100 meters or 328 feet, but after 80 meters or 262 feet you may notice drop in speed due to loss of signal. So more than 100 feet the speed will decrease from point A to point B. What is ipconfig command? Why is it used for? It's a command to find out the IP information assigned to the computer. With that command you can also get information about the PC, DNS, and the gateway. What is APIPA? Also known as automatic private IP addressing. When the DHCP server is not available on a network, the computer will assign automatic IP address to itself, meaning the DHCP server is down and the computer will assign an IP address to itself. This IP address will range from 169.254.0.0 all the way to 169.254.255.255. What is the difference between domain and workgroup? Domain is created when Active Directory is present in a network. It's a secure network which is used to manage computers inside the network. Domain is a centralized network that can administer computers via domain controller to apply group policies. On a workgroup environment, it cannot be done. Workgroup computer is a standalone computer without any policies can be applied via any kind of a server or application. What is ping command used for? Ping, also known as Packet Internet Groper. It's a command prompt to diagnose connectivity between computers. This command you can receive reply packets back. Next question. This is kind of tricky. When using RDP, you come to realize that the host computer is not reachable by using the host name. Not the IP, but the host name. What steps will you take to resolve this issue? This remote PC is turned on and on the same physical network. Check if the remote computer's host name is on the same domain, meaning it's not on a workgroup or different domain. Check if the remote computer, if RDP is allowed, meaning make sure the RDP settings are turned on the remote computer. Ping the remote PC by its hostname. If hostname is not unreadable, then ping the remote PC by its IP address. Possible DNS issue if reachable via IP address but not hostname. Next question. A user transferred to another department within the company, but their local profile is missing. Many files and desktop icons are gone. What do you think the issue could be? First, confirm with the user if he or she used another computer before, meaning the current computer does not have the same software installed and icons are missing from there, and all the files are on the other computer. If the user is using the same PC, you check the Active Directory if the group policy has any restrictions or permissions for the user's new department that could restrict him/her to create, view files, meaning check the permissions. Department to next department is restricting to view the files from previous department. Another issue will be if a user received a new domain login, meaning before he or she had different username, now he or she has different one, which means new profile has been created on his/her current computer. Your office received a new network printer and it needs to be configured for a specific department. What are the steps required to set up the printer? First, of course, connect the computer to the network and power it on. Assign static IP address to the printer. Very important. Make sure you assign static IP to the printer. I've seen this a lot. When IP address changes, nobody is able to print. Configure the Active Directory by assigning a printer hostname, and configure the GPO, meaning the group policy that allows users of that department only to use that printer. Since new GPO has been applied to your Active Directory, have the users restart the computer for the new printer drivers can be installed. Next question. Steps you would take to install operating system on 100 computers manually, not automatically, not through GPO. This is a manual installation of the operating system. You don't have the option to boot over the network or any automated systems. What would you do? Make sure all computers are connected to the network. Acquire hostname for each machine so they can be added to the domain. And this can be accomplished with the Active Directory or domain controller. Create multiple operating system installation media, disks, CDs, USBs. Manually install the OS image since network boot is not available. Another option is to sysprep. So sysprep one computer from each department, install required and deploy the OS department by department. Meaning install the operating system, install all the required softwares, and then prepare the sysprep that will be deployed for each department. Upon the operating system completion, I would ensure that each computer has a hostname and add it to the domain. Next question. From desktop, not from Active Directory, how would you deal with user migration to a new domain? And how would you deal with user if affected by this change? This is not only a technical issue, but more like customer service question. How would you handle the end user? How would you explain what needs to be done? So make sure the department manager and the users are aware of this change and how will it affect them. So what you need to do is coordinate with the users and the department managers and let them know about this change. On a technical part, test and deploy few computers by testing with the new computer. Coordinate with the department managers to minimize the impact of production by having few volunteer users to test the new domain environment before converting everyone else. When all the testing is successful with the new domain environment, start converting the other users to a new domain. Next question. The entire building is switching to a Gigabit network and you are to assist with the process. How would you approach this project? In other words, the building or the company is upgrading the network to different internet service provider. What are the steps and what are the requirements you need to take? Work with your network team on a new IP address range. Make sure all servers or certain machines that are on static IP address to be updated to new provided IP address by your ISP, meaning any servers, devices that use static IP address to be considered and noted so the transition will be smooth. Upgrade any network cables to be at least Cat5e, which is the minimum cable rating for the gigabit speed. Test the firewall exceptions for new IP and the range of the IP address before deploying for a new gigabit network. Next question. One day you start your day and you find that few major servers are down and you check your email, you have 60 plus tickets in your inbox. What will be your priority and how would you deal with the issue? In other words, you start your day and servers are down, you have 60 emails. Which one is priority for you to handle first? First, find out what systems are down and how many users are impacted. This will give you an idea which one to work on first, since IT tickets will be your last priority for now. If issues are related, then handle that issue. If issues are not related, ask for help. Assign tasks to department managers so they can assist you on few things to get the network up and running as soon as possible. Proceed to troubleshooting and get much information as needed before reaching out any other support group that manages specific systems that are affected. Last but not least, once the issues on major servers and systems are resolved and majority of users are back working, next tackle the IT tickets, since most of them will be related to the server issue. Explain the situation in which you had to deal with the difficult problem and how you dealt with it and what was the outcome. This type of question varies from person to person, but make sure you are prepared for it. This will be a question that will be asked. Make sure you answer in full sentence and in details. So this concludes this topic on interview questions for your IT interview. And if I missed any questions or you had a question that was asked to you when you were interviewing, leave the comments below. And also, as a conclusion, I have a bonus tip for you. When answering the question, be as natural as you can be. Answer the questions clearly as possible. Don't hesitate on your questions. Don't be nervous. Good luck, stay safe and stay healthy. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more upcoming tech questions, answers, and how-to videos. See you on the next video. Bye for now.